What's up, guys? Master Draga here, back with another video today. Welcome back to the kingdom, as always. Who do we have in front of us here today, sir?
Sam Peterson.
And what did you freaking do tonight?
I went undefeated with Infernoids.
With our locals today. We did have 3 rounds. It was me and Sam in the finals. We did play it out. I mean, it didn't really matter, but like we just want to play it out, see who would win. It did go to game 3, and he did win. Yes. It wasn't like no sack or just like...
It wasn't a blowout.
It was a back and forth game.
It did its thing, yeah.
It did its thing. So, what did you play today?
Infernoids.
And how'd they do, like, all around? I mean, we obviously went undefeated, obviously. Like, duh. But, like, how did they perform today for you? Like, what?
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I'm proud. They were pissing me off for a while. I picked them back up, completely redid them, ground up. They slap. I slept on this deck for a long time, and they're good.
All right, well, undefeated, definitely a good champ. I just want to make sure we got this out there because, you know, I am a little lazy with deck profiles. So, all right, without further ado, let's begin.
All right, so starting out, the staple... Triple Degatron. Stupid. Not a once per turn. On summon, doesn't matter how. You get to send 1 Infernoid from deck to grave. He gains name, level, and effect. You can send a bounce, send a pop, send a negate. Doesn't matter. Free material.
Weirdly, he's a tuner, so I don't know
he's interesting in a couple aspects. He is a fire with 200 defense, a level 1, and a tuner. So out of the gate, that is a lot of support on a not once per turn card. So he inherently is a little busted. Granted, he wouldn't be anything without the other cards in the deck. So for the smaller ones, I play 1 Antra, 1 Patrula. He's a bounce, he pops a back row, and they both, on your opponent's turn, tribute 1, banish 1 out of grave, but they can't attack the turn they activate the effect. Usually kind of the go-to Decatron hits if they have an established board. For some of the bigger ones... I play 1 Seismitus, 1 Atondal. Atondal, when it goes to the OTK, he's my favorite. If he destroys a monster by battle, you get to swing again immediately, which, granted, isn't great, but if you can soften him up with sending Intices or targeted tributes, whatever it may be, you kind of get to pick and choose your battles. Seismitus, good damn sleeper card, and outs Dragoon. After he attacks a monster at the end of the battle phase, you get to non-targeting banish a card on the field.
Yeah, and in game 2, I think I lost to that OTK because I got greedy and I couldn't put damage. I put him down. No, it was game 1, I think. Yeah, I put him down to 1,000 life, and he just OTK'd me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, no, and I did take on Dinos, Dragon Link, and
Invoked Dogmatica.
Invoked Dogmatica.
That was me.
Those were my matchups. So they weren't like.
I'll show you my second place list after this.
They weren't jank matchups. It was
no.
It was actual some good matchups. Then I play double Deviati, double Onunku. Onunku on summon nukes all monsters other than himself, and then he's a quick effect. Tribute 1 to negate a spell or trap. Deviati's the opposite. On summon, he nukes all back row except void spell or trap cards, and then he quick effect tributes a monster, negates and banish monsters. So for the Infernoid monsters, that's all the main deck. Spells, pretty straightforward. Triple Void Imagination, Triple Void Vanishment. Void Vanishment is the searcher. Discard a card, search out a void spell or trap. But the caveat is you cannot special summon any monsters for the rest of the turn other than Infernoid monsters. So it's not impossible, but it is hard to do the OTK if you do Vanishment. But you can usually get a solid board wipe. And Imagination is the fusion spell. El Shaddai fusion on crack. If your opponent controls an extra deck monster and you don't, you get to send 6 from deck to grave as material. Up to 6. So it's, and not a once per turn. So you open up 2, you can go double tier, pop and add, and it's a rough day. You open up 2 and pull it off. That's it for the Infernoid portion. I get some interesting looks on this one. Double Diabolos. Cannot be tributed and cannot be targeted by opponent's card effect. Then you get to tribute a monster, rip a card out of your opponent's hand. So, pretty good effect. The protection is what I'm after. But if I tribute a dark monster, you can special summon him from hand or grave. So I build my grave and go for the Equimax OTK. I get a free 3k on board. And even if I get him on board and they try to do any form of disruption or destruction, he's immune to most of it. The best play I think I've ever had was I was going for the OTK. They Nibiru'd me. They had Nibiru. I had a massive token because the Dark Monster was tributed. Throw out Diabolos. Tribute off their Nibiru. Smash with their token for game.
Oh my god.
So he's pretty mean. I get that's kind of a meme play, but that's what sealed his fate in this deck forever.
Disgusting.
I play triple Arima. He's basically just terraforming, or if you tribute a monster off, he searches out Diabolos. And then triple Lair. Lair is the only field spell I play in the main deck. That is why I don't use terraforming. I don't need it. Arima is just a utility terraforming if you're only using Lair. If you use any other field spell, obviously you'd go 2 Arima, 1 terraforming, but it is 100% not necessary. Some extenders, and this deck is pretty much all gas. You're 100% to the floor. You're trying to turbo out as much as you can with the Infernoids. Play 1 for 1, 1 Reasoning, and triple Monster Gate. There's been a number of times where I'll open up triple Monster Gate and I'll still go off. You just keep Monster Gating your own stuff till you get what you want. You can Decatron, Diabolos, Arima, they're all good targets. And it just builds your graveyard because all the other Infernoid monsters can't be normal summoned. So they just fill your grave. So you can swing pretty hard if you open up with a similar hand. 1 for 1. No, that's not 1 for 1. 1 for 1 is pretty obvious because, well, Decatron is a level 1, so it's a free Decatron. And Reasoning, again, just builds your graveyard. And vast majority of the time, they'll call level 1, or if they don't know what I'm playing, level 4. So if I get a Diabolos off of it, that's a rough day.
Okay.
And Diabolos is level 8, so that doesn't go towards the level cap. I mean, it can, but that's not outright. Now, for the hand traps, because this is a going second deck, a religiously going second deck, I do play double Phantasma. I've played Nibiru in main deck. It's good, but when you want all gas, Phantasma is kind of the way to go, especially with what I deal with here at my locals.
Yeah, because it also fixes your hand too. So.
Yeah, you can brick pretty hard if you open up with the bigger Infernoid monsters. And then, of course, triple Ash. No explanation for that one. And then some of the sleeper cards that a lot of people don't notice. Triple Super Poly. Hands down my favorite card in the deck.
Oh, yeah.
This thing wrecks boards, interrupts plays like no one else.
All right, next. Yeah.
It's just, I can't get over this card. I can't. It's just that good. The Feather Duster, 2 Cosmic. A lot of Eldritch, not necessarily where I'm at, but it really pins that down.
Yeah.
Then
I hate Schism, so.
Yep. 1 Regeki, triple Dark Hole.
I saw this, I was like, oh, no, I told you to run this, right? Or was it...
No, I came up with this.
Oh, yeah. So what was your logic behind this? Because obviously going second.
I'm
you
going
want massive
second.
Board wipes.
Bird Up is a big problem. Dragon Link can be a big problem. You just open up board wipes. Most floodgates they have are going to be gone, especially with the Buster Lock. You just drop a Dark Hole, drop a Regeki as your first card. They either have to waste in the gate or their board's gone. So opening up multiples isn't good, but if you're playing a 45 card deck and playing 4 of them, it's pretty great. I love it.
All right, because I know in the Dino matchup I was like, wait, how do you get rid of this board? And I saw a Dark Hole Regeki, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That was enough for that one.
No, for the extra deck.
This deck's pretty explanatory with the Super Poly, so.
Yeah. 1 Hulk, 1 Equimax. This is the go-to for the Equimax combo. You get a Decatron plus anything, makes Hulk. Hulk self-special summons another Decatron, and then a link off for Equimax. Then you have more Materia Engrave. It's just free. 1 Anaconda comes in pretty clutch in a lot of scenarios where I can't go into Hulk because of the tuner, or I can just go into Super Poly. And people get scared when they say Anaconda. That one's granted.
Because Super Poly is the that's right.
One Link Rebo in case Degatron gets hit. It's not just a dead card on board. And Hita comes in mad clutch because all Infernoid monsters are fire type. And then most of the time you can rip an Ash or a lot of dinos. You'll rip a Dalkia or whatever the other one is.
Doggerand, like other fire stuff.
Fire stuff. And then you can just go in Ecomax.
Even just going like Hita and steal a Doggerand and attack, like that's 4,850.
That's huge.
4,850, yeah.
Super Poly targets. Dragostablia. Personally, my favorite card. This card's mean. 1 fusion, 1 dark, and then it's a free negate. Starving Venom, Triff. Almaduke actually is pretty... I'm shocked with how well Almaduke did. I'm really surprised. I didn't use it tonight, but there's been a lot of matchups where I actually pull him off. Then, Double Tierra. It is good having... I see a lot of people play 1, but I like 2. If I don't have my... graveyard built the way I want it to, I can send another Tierra. That way I can pretty much guarantee I finish on an OTK. Because without it, you can kind of struggle. And then Tierra sends from extra deck to grave. So we have those targets. 1 Chimera Rafflesia and Triple Intis. Intis are explanatory. Chimera Rafflesia on the next standby phase, you get to search out a Super Poly. So it just extends Super Poly plays. And then with Lair making everything dark, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I know with Dogmatica, I summoned Maximus and passed with some other stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you didn't use effect." I said, "Are you crazy?" He goes, "Yeah, fair."
No, I will say my side deck is pretty jank because I really don't play anywhere else other than my locals, so it is tailor-made to my locals. And a lot of people know that making Infernoid go first hurt bad because you need the tribute fodder. So like I said, I've tailor-made this pretty janky side deck for that. So I use triple Void Feast, 1 Sajet. Without Sajet, Void Feast is low-key kind of bad because you can go Sajet, double Degatron, Sanonunku Devyati, and then you have Sajet gets to banish stuff from your opponent's extra deck, and then you have 2 negates on board with free tribute fodder. Then we got triple D barrier. Like I said, going first, drop D barrier. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, D barrier like for me is kind of like hit or miss.
Well, if I lose and I win, they're making me go first. I know what they're going to play. Right. So if I need it or not, it's a... Yeah. I use it more times than I don't. I really do. Phantasmas are obviously bad going first, so I drop those for extras. You don't need your extra deck. You really don't. You can swing pretty hard and make a really good board without an extra deck. It helps, but you don't need it. That's why I like Pot, especially adding more instead of extra. I've tried them both, and I like Pot more, which kind of sounds weird to say out loud. And then... Pot
of extra, not Pot of prosperity.
Well, yeah. Double Nibiru. If someone's not playing a lot of Link, or I just don't think Phantasma is the matchup, I'll tag out the Phantasmas for Nibirus. Same with a Terraforming and a Mystic Mine. Now these are the sleeper hits. The ones that a lot of people don't see, because we do have some people that play Zodiac and Infernoble. So, Swan and Equimat, or Dragonite Draco Equest. As Super Poly targets, these slap. Like, a lot of people don't see this coming. Eat a, what's the boss monster for Infernoble?
Savage?
No, Savage is the other target, the warrior.
Oh, Gearfried.
Gearfried and is it Charles?
Charles, yeah.
Gearfried, Charles, and a Savage. Gets that. Swan, 2 Beast Warrior monsters. So, literally any Zodiac play, like if they go into Borbo and go for battle, or even before that, so they don't get Zeus, you can munch that for a 26 body. It's not great.
Or even like they want to go into Mega Club, so you obviously have 3. They have 3 Beast Warriors, you go, Super Bowl, the 2 away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's...
And you just leave a fucking Dryden on board. Excuse me, anyway, just Dryden on board and you go, alright, no materials.
Yeah. Well, that is my Infernoid deck.
Oh, any last words, Sam?
Degatron is so good.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us today, Sam. I do appreciate it. You have been improving a lot, and I love this. I love this deck. Hope you guys have a good day. Comment, subscribe. Catch you later. 150 subscribers coming up.
Hey.